Katherine, and can you believe 2021 is half over? 6 months have gone by like that. I don't know if for you guys it was that fast, but for me it was fast. I want to know how you're coming on your goals. Have you made progress? Have you reevaluated what you wanted to do? Do you remember the first week of January when I shared with you my goals? Well, I want to give you an update on that and where I am with that. Pardon my messy bedroom. I did not clean it for y'all. But I'm going to stop right now and I'm going to show you a clip of what my goals were to get you guys familiar. And then I'll come back and show you an update of where I'm at now. You asked me my goals. Well, I made a goal poster this year. So I'll share this with you. This is in my room. My first, for what I think is my most important goal this year, is to finish. Do you see this picture? It's kind of faded. My printer is faded out. This little baby, this was me when I gave birth to Timothy. So write the memoir about my son's premature birth. That was the hardest, probably one of the hardest times I've ever had in my life, was having a baby that came 4 months early. So it was 118 days in the neonatal intensive care unit fighting for his life. The doctor said he had a 90% chance of dying. And you saw him, he's 13 now. He's doing okay. He's got some issues. But that was like the fight of my life with my faith. And I've been trying to write this book for 13 years. And every time I attempted, it was just so emotionally draining. And I would sit at my computer and I would cry. And I just never felt ready. But I know this is a message I have to get out there. Do you guys know that 1 in every 8 births now, at least in the US, are being born premature? And so that's one of my goals for this year. The other one, you've probably heard me talking about my course, You Are Worthy. I know this is backwards. 2021 goals. I want to launch my course, turn it into a book, and find a publisher for the book. I want to get debt-free this year, since you asked me. You know, sometimes going for your dreams and you don't have the money to do all your dreams, you have to rack up your credit card debt. I mean, maybe you don't have to, but that's what I did because I'm impatient and I don't want to wait. Another thing, I want to get a new vehicle. My vehicle is old and it's starting to need a lot of repairs. So I've got a new Lexus SUV on my shopping list, although I'd rather have a Tesla, but we'll see. It's got to be in the budget. Okay, another goal of mine, I don't know if you can see this, that is my papa. That's my dad. And I wanted to do him, my dad had me later in life, so he's getting really old. And I wanted to do for his 80th birthday was to put a book together of his stories. He writes stories, really cute stories. And he's never done anything with them. And I want part of his legacy to be out in the world so people can read his stories. So don't tell him. It's supposed to be a secret. But he's not on the internet, so I don't think you guys will be able to tell him. But I want to be able to write a book for him of his stories, to put his stories together, so be the curator. Another goal of mine, forgive my printer for being out of ink, but this says, live true, love hard, shine bright. You guys know that's my saying. Launch an online store. I've created some designs that I've got an online store. I haven't made it public yet, but designs to, anyway, you'll see. Designs I've made. Another thing, these are my 3 books. I want to make the audio recordings. I have my book out in Kindle PDF form, and I also have my books out in hardcover books, but I do not have them as audiobooks yet. And I think people kind of enjoy hearing about it. And then since you asked me about my goals, did you guys vote? I put out a thing on Instagram and I gave 4 choices of books I would write this year, which was the top of your list. So I wrote that on here. So publish my next poetry book. So you guys all voted Depression and Happiness was the book you wanted me to write. And then YouTube is another goal. I'd love to get my YouTube channel monetized. So I don't have to work as much, so I can just make videos for you guys. and I want to create a new series. There's a couple new series I want to create on YouTube. One is about hearing from God, and the other is an acting, is going to be an acting one where we show you how to be a better actor. Okay, so that was my goals in January. I've had to reevaluate. So some of my goals are super big, like writing an entire memoir, writing a book or a novel. That takes more than just a couple of months. For some people, it takes 2 or 3 years, sometimes more. My course, my online course, I was beating myself up because I wanted to release it in January. And look, it's halfway through the year and I still have a tiny bit left to shoot, but it is being edited right now. I've got a few of the lessons done. So the goal is to get that out in September now. So it's more time intensive. And do you guys recognize how you sabotage yourself and your goals? Now, I recognize this about myself, and that's why I'm bringing it up. Every year, I take on way too many goals, more than I could ever accomplish. Now, all the experts in the industry of productivity and getting things accomplished say you should never pick more than 5 or 6 goals for a year. Now, you guys saw I had like, what, 10? Something like that. Yeah, so now I'm gonna give you an update on where I am with these goals. So, remember how I talked about writing the NICU book? That's not gonna happen this year. I know, that means I'm gonna be going on 14 years. But that is the kind of project where I need to get away, go somewhere where I'm not being interrupted by the kids every couple of minutes, and I need to have at least a week straight to just get everything sorted and in order and wrap my mind around what happened. I need to read my old journals from that time period. I have a giant box, a case of probably 1,800, 2,000 sheets of paper, which is Timothy's medical records from that time period where I need to go through so I can explain not just what I was going through emotionally, but what he was going through physically in the hospital. And I just realized that would be the goal for like an entire year, not that and like 10 other things. So instead, what I think I'm going to do on this is I might be putting together a documentary. So I might change writing the memoir to putting the documentary together. We shot a documentary a few years ago about raising Timothy, and I've gone through a couple editors. One moved on because he moved out of the country, another moved on because her husband died, and so getting that with an editor, that way I'm at least making progress towards telling this story. The next goal is I wanted a new Lexus SUV. Well, I needed a new car. My car was working okay, but my assistant needed a car, so I gave her my car, so I had to get a new one. Oh, is this my new car? Okay, you guys get a sneak peek. I think this is my new car. What do you guys think? Is it a winner? It looks a lot better than my other car. So my husband's like, here's your, let me open the, did we just buy this?
Yeah.
This is my new car?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys get to see my new car before anyone. Woo! Okay, give him the tour. Give him the tour.
Wait, how does this work? Yeah. No, nothing fancy. It's a late model. How am I doing? Late model Land Rover LR3.
Does it suit me? Do I look good in this car?
It's used, but not used up. It's a 4-wheel drive vehicle. I'm gonna maybe put some mud tires on so we can drive it off road.
Oh. How do we do the door locks?
How
do you unlock the doors? Like this? Oh wait.
Here, take this.
Trying to figure it out. So you guys just witnessed me getting a new car. That was not planned for today. Do you have any last questions for me before I hop off and attempt to drive my new car home? Okay, somebody said, I knew you were going to get a Land Rover. Thank you, Devin. Someone said, looks cool with backup cameras. Does it have backup cameras? Oh.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever had backup cameras on a car before.
This
is old school. See?
It's old school. It doesn't have backup cameras.
He's right, it does look a lot better than my Honda Pilot. So I got a new one. So this goal is pretty much taken care of, except it's not the Lexus SUV. I had to get an in-between car. So maybe in the next couple of years, I can get that. Okay, where am I on self-publishing my dad's book? So I've gotten all the stories typed in. My dad uses a typewriter, so nothing was on the computer. So it's over 100 stories I have typed in. So I have not started going through them yet to select what's going to go into the book, but I would say we're a third of the way into the process because they're at least all in the computer now. All right, so I added another goal. I know, why did I do that? Why did I add another goal when I already had so many that I couldn't do them all? So I decided to put together a director's reel. This is me directing this short film, and I'm going to, I don't know, I think I've talked to you guys a bit about how I want to move into directing films and things like that. So I took footage from, I don't know, 7 or 8 films I've directed. I think I have like, sorry, poor baby, he'll come in here if he needs me. Put together a director's reel so that when I'm looking for financing or producers to back me up, they can see some of my other work. All right, I'm gonna pause this because I'm gonna go see what's going on with Eli. He's screaming. Okay, I'm back. Good news. Eli is not hurt. He was crying because Timothy threw his chips away. You are worthy. You guys know I've been working on this. October will be 3 years that I've been working on it when it comes as far as writing and doing the pre-production and the filming and now editing. I was beating myself up about it going, oh, hi, Timmy.
This is sponsored by, or this is sponsored by.
It's not. It's not sponsored by anything. Nice try. That has not happened yet. So, no sponsorship deals. So, you are worthy. I'm beating myself up going, how come I don't have this done yet? Do you guys know it takes sometimes 3 to 5 years to put together a feature film in Hollywood, from the time it's being written, going through the studio, going through the rewrites. And I'm on like 14 drafts of my You Are Worthy, rewriting it and rewriting it and rewriting it. And by the time it goes into production and is filmed and editing, and that's only for an hour and a half or 2 hour movie. My You Are Worthy level 1 and 2, that is 9 or 10 hours or more of content. So I need to just not beat myself up and say, it's gonna take as long as it takes. And when you have other people involved, I have to work around other people's schedules for editing and for all different kinds of stuff. So the goal was to launch the course, turn it into a book, and find a publisher for the book. Okay, that was a ridiculous goal. That was too much. But I get over enthusiastic, overzealous on that. So if I just launch the course, I'm gonna be happy. And I will. Some of you have already prepaid for the course and are eagerly waiting to get it. So you will get it soon. Next, I had get out of debt. Get out of debt. Be debt free. I've paid down a lot on my debt. I got a tax return. Was able to pay down a lot on it. I think that will happen this year. I've paid off quite a bit, probably close to half. So I only have half to go. Another thing I added, I didn't have on there before, read the Bible in 1 year. So I decided, in my lifetime, I've only read the Bible through 7 times. I decided this year I should do number 8. Let it be my 8th time reading it all the way through. Okay, then you guys saw I had a goal. Live true, love hard, shine bright. My printer stinks. Launch my online store. Guys, I did that. Yay! I actually accomplished something on here besides the demo reel and getting a new car. I launched my online store, katnorlandmerch.redbubble.com. So I launched it with 4 designs, and now I just added 6 more, I think. Maybe 5 more. So I have 9 or 10 designs now that you can get with some of my logos, like live true, love hard, shine bright, whatever your lock in life, God is the key. The devil is a pimp and I refuse to be his hoe. Those items are now, can be on coffee cups, t-shirts, comforters, whatever you confess, you manifest. they're all, a lot of my sayings that I've written, had my husband do the designs, the logos, are now available on Redbubble if you want some of my merch. So I'm happy about that. My other goal was to record my 3 audiobooks that I've published these 3 books, and my goal was to record all 3 audiobooks. Well, guess what? That's not going to happen. But at least not all 3. My darn acting coach had to go and die, and he was going to help me record these audiobooks. There's the other one. He was going to help me record these, and now I got to figure out how to do it myself and get the right performance. So I'm going to commit to record one of them. I've already had some people do pre-orders for the pesky problems one, the latest one. So that's probably going to be the one I record the audiobook of. Now, I did a poll, as you remember. So the depression book, Happiness and Depression, I've now compiled all the poetry for that. I have rough drafts, and I'll probably do 2 or 3 rewrites per poem. So it's going to take a couple months because I'm trying to work this into everything else I'm doing. Shoot. Hi. You bumped your head, it looks like. Is that what you were crying? So 2 or 3 drafts per poem is what I'm usually looking at. Honestly, sometimes I rewrite these poems 10 or 12 times. I'm going to try to not be that zealous so I can get the book out hopefully by October. It'll take a miracle, but you guys will pray for this miracle. Now I added another goal, a big goal. Why did I do that? I added another big goal. Okay, so this is a movie. I shouldn't say what the title is because it's still top secret. It's a basketball movie. Let's just say that. This is going to be my directorial debut if everything goes right. So I have been reading scripts to find what would be a good one for me to start off my directing career with. And I found one. And yeah, so I'm making plans we got the packet put together. We're now submitting it to different money sources, trying to find funding, maybe studios to align with us to have me direct this film. But that's a big thing. That's like I said, it takes 2 or 3, 4 years sometimes to make a film from beginning to end. So this was never going to be done this year, but it's going to be okay, just a minute. I know, sweetheart. So it's not going to be done this year, but I can get a good start on it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be putting together the visualization, how the film's going to look, the people I need to reach out to. All right, last but not least, I had a goal to monetize my YouTube channel and put some new content or new series together. So as you saw, the different series ideas, well, I was going to do an acting series with my acting coach, but again, he passed away. God rest his soul. So I may still do the one about hearing God's voice. I could still do that and put one video out once a week about hearing God's voice and what he has to say to you, what God wants you to know specifically. And guess what? So I started my YouTube channel 11 years ago, but I started putting out about 1 video a week 4 years ago. I'm telling you how long it takes to get monetized, at least for me. 3 years ago, I started putting out, 4 years ago, it was 1 video a month. And 3 years ago, it was like 2 videos a month. 2 years ago, I started putting out 1 video a week. Last year, I was putting out 2 videos a week. Then this year, the first half of the year, it was 3 videos a week and went from 2 to 3. And I added a live. Do you guys join my lives on Sundays? So now starting next week, I think, maybe I'll start this week, putting out 4 videos a week. It was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. And usually I put a short out on Thursday. So it's 5 days a week if you consider the short, 6 days a week if you consider the live. So that's a lot. I just finally found out I'm eligible to be monetized. I found that out 2 weeks ago. It's not a big money maker, at least not yet. Supposedly, from what I see, I'm going to be possibly making $2 per day on YouTube. Well, that's nothing considering the amount I pay my editors. That doesn't even cover 1 day. what I would make for the whole month does not even cover one day to pay my assistants. But it's on the right track. At least I've been, you know, after 4 years of being diligent with this, at least it's something, right? It's enough to take my family out to dinner once a month. So that's my goal update for this year. What do you think? Am I too overambitious? Have I made too big of plans? Should I have just cut it down to whatever the one or two most essential? That's a problem with like creative people. We get so many ideas, and then if we're like overachievers like me, we think, oh sure, I can achieve them all. Look, we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, we're talking about 17 goals. That would mean I would need to be doing more than one a month. That's what not to do. I should have just picked 5 or 6. So maybe next year I'll get better, and we'll share with you. I will share with you in December how this all went. All right, live true, love hard, shine bright. Hey there, it is Katherine Norland. I hope you enjoyed that video. And if you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys think that this video would bless somebody else or that they need to hear it, please hit the share button. And there's a little bell button too, where you can be notified whenever I have a video that comes out so you don't miss a thing. I appreciate you guys. Remember, always live true, love hard, shine bright, and I will see you in the next video.